Let's talk about signs that the man that you are seeing is actually married. Now, firstly, before we go into all the signs, I want to highlight that if you're wondering if the man that you are seeing is married, that in itself is an orange or a red flag to be concerned about. Because what we want to kind of come back to or strip ourselves back to here is instead of looking into is he married, we want to look into what are the qualities of a safe relationship and is he actually ticking these qualities of a safe relationship? Because if you're wondering, is this man married? There is some significant things that are not going on that is causing you to question his availability. So, for example, he might be an inconsistent communicator. And with that, whether or not he's married, the inconsistency with communication doesn't feel good. So instead of being like, you're married, and maybe even potentially he defending his ways and then you feeling stuck about that, what we first want to look at is what is the deeper root of the experience that is going on that doesn't feel good, marriage or no marriage. And looking at communication, when he is being inconsistent with communication, that doesn't feel good. It probably leaves you in a state of wondering what is going on. Why is he available sometimes and then not available other times? It probably leaves you in a state of anxiety or questioning his commitment to you. And that doesn't feel good. The next piece that I want to talk about is emotional safety. If you're wondering if he's married, there's a part of you that doesn't feel his full presence towards you and the relationship. If you're wondering, then there's an element of trust that is missing that you need to have in order to feel safe in the relationship. Now, he may have not necessarily said anything, but the fact that you're picking up on this energy is something to actually note because while you're picking up on this energy, you're feeling unsafe. Now, you could say that, well, maybe I've been cheated on before and now I'm just over hyper alert, and that is actually costing the relationships that I'm getting into. Even if you have, say, trauma from the past that is naturally going to be brought into a relationship, if a man is so present, so safe, so with you through that trauma, you will feel settled, grounded, like he is able to be responsive to the emotions that are coming up for you. And in that, you'll feel like, no, this is really a pattern as opposed to a fear that I should actually be putting value and eyes on. This is, sorry, not a pattern, a word that doesn't feel good here, but this is a fear that is coming up right now from the past, from past experiences, as opposed to a relevant fear that is coming up right now due to his actions in the present. With his actions, you'll be able to tell, is this something old within me that is a response that is being triggered naturally just because my heart is opening? And as I open, then the trigger for am I safe to open gets turned on? Or is this person actually being emotionally inconsistent, questionable, unreliable, picking up on an energy that doesn't necessarily feel safe? Tune into these two parts because intuitively you'll be able to know if this is a you thing from the past and he is really holding you through that, or if he hasn't been able to hold you. And so now this doubt is coming up. Lastly, I want to talk about the availability of him. If he's not fully available, then you could be questioning, okay, well, then what are these other commitments that he has? Instead of going straight to, is he married? Which, again, this man can be married, but instead of going to straight to the conclusion, I want you to address his availability and say simply, I don't want to date a man where I only am seeing him twice a month or once a week or once a month or we're only online. I don't want that. And so either you're more available or this isn't for me. And so when you set the boundaries of what you need in terms of availability, he's either going to meet you there or not meet you there. He could meet you there and still be married, but then can he consistently follow through with that? And if he can, there's still the other pieces of trust, emotional safety, emotional availability, consistency that you want to be looking at on top of his actual availability. So I want you to peel back the layers. Instead of looking at 1,000 signs where there are so many signs of noticing things like where there's tan lines on his finger or his stories don't add up and all of these things, we can look at all of these signs and all of these signs are valid and helpful. I just don't want to go into that video today right now because what I want to more talk about is the safety that you deserve in a relationship, the availability that you deserve in a relationship, the emotional consistency that you deserve in a relationship, the feeling that someone is reachable, that someone is predictable, that someone is reliable, that you can feel like you can trust them and their word. These are the things that you need in order to feel fully safe and held in the relationship. And if you're not feeling these things, then this is a sign to address these things straight away. You can address this feeling of is he married? And absolutely, his response will probably tell a lot of things. But if that's not something that you feel safe or comfortable with doing because you don't necessarily have enough go from and if you don't feel fully comfortable addressing this, address all the holes that you're feeling that is causing you to question if he's married or not. Another point that I didn't mention is his desire to fully commit to you and by when. And if he's kind of drawing that out as opposed to jumping to, okay, well then is there someone on the side here? Come back to your own needs. What do you need in terms of a partner and his readiness in order to commit that's going to feel safe, that's going to feel loving, that's going to feel committed to you? And then express these needs and where they may be falling short and where that is creating unhappiness or lack of fulfillment in this relationship. So I hope that helps. When you are in a truly safe relationship, emotionally safe relationship, you're going to feel their investment. If this goes further and you are in a relationship with a married man or you're wanting support around this whole dating phase, I help women that are in relationships with married men, exiting relationships at the beginning stages of relationship, and really wanting to know how to best navigate this so that you can earn a relationship that is so fulfilling. Learn how to communicate your needs, boundaries, and standards in a relationship so that you are no longer compromising yourself. If this is something that excites you, I have a membership community, I run courses, and I also do one-to-one online coaching. I hope that helps. Bye for now.